Greetings everyone, Journeyman here and welcome back to Save Our Saints. Today is the start of Season 3 and that has been so much ridiculous activity here in the pre-season in the summer. I just don't know where to start. You know what? Let's start with being appointed as manager of England. Once again, everyone, welcome back to Save Our Saints. Today is the 15th episode and the start of Season 3. Of course, today's episode, we kick off our European campaign as well. Yep, Saints are back in Europe. I'm gunned. I'm super excited for this. We're taking on Olympia, by the way, in the second qualifying round, and they play in Slovenia, apparently. They have two real players to utilize. Kingsley Boateng up top, and they also have Jan Rapis as well. Two players, as long as we keep them at bay, this should be pretty comfortable over two legs. But more importantly, let's talk about all the exciting brand new stuff that's going on during pre-season. First of all, I've taken over as manager of England. Yep, they offered me the job in the off-season, and I was like, why not? I haven't tried international football in quite some time, and it's quite the honour to be asked to represent and manage your country. So, there will be a separate series within this series, kind of in series inception. It will be called Save Our Lions. Now, currently, England, where are they? Actually, I haven't actually checked this. Where are England? As far as European Championship qualifying, we're 9th in the overall table, apparently. Not sure what that means. This is new. I'll have to take a look at that. Second in Group 4 of the European International League. That hasn't kicked off yet. And, yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very excited to take over as manager of England. And I'll be doing a separate series. There'll be separate videos altogether that'll be focusing primarily on England. And then the other episodes, obviously, will continue as usual, focusing on managing the Saints. But anyway, I'm very excited to get going on this. The first games that we have are going to be in September against Denmark and Spain in the European International League. And then we have friendly against France and Denmark afterwards too. So basically, we'll do 2 games per episode for this one here. But anyway, back to the task at hand. Let's talk about the Saints. That's why you're here, right? You clicked on the video for Save Our Saints. Today is episode 3, sorry, season 3, episode 15. And let's go over all the transfer business. There's been a ton of transfers during the off-season. Spent a lot of money. In fact, I spent £85 million, sold £28 million. First of all, let's go over the players leaving the club. First of all, Stuart Armstrong left the club. He spent last season on loan at Stoke, and he was okay for them. He come back into the side. He wasn't getting any games at all for us. So I sold him on for a nice tidy 12.5 million. After that, Sam McQueen didn't really want to sell him, but at the same time he didn't want to stay either. His contract was up and the next season had to try and cash in, get some money for him, £4 million. After that, Harrison Reed went off to Saudi Arabia to play for Al Shabab. Harrison Reed, not sure how the ginger Harrison Reed is going to do with the sun out in Saudi Arabia, but I hope he put a lot of sunblock. But anyway, we sold him for 3.4 million. After that, Mohamed El Yunusi. Now, I expected him to play a prominent role this season. However, due to a couple of the sign-ins and just, I don't know, general unrest and lack of form, I decided to move him on. He scored 4 goals for me in the 2 seasons. A little bit disappointing for an inside forward as good as El Yunusi. But we sold him on for £20.5 million potentially. So, more importantly, let's talk about the players coming in. Those are the ones that we were all interested in. So, first of all, Jack Kerr, brought him in from Celtic for £725,000. This kid has a ton of potential, 5-star potential, in fact, as you can see. He's got all the right kind of things you look for in a promising young striker, especially a new gen. Oh, and by the way, I've got an addiction, and it's to sign in new gens or regens, however you want to say it. Next up, we brought in a centre-back here, Jules Condé, who is a ball-playing centre-back. He's on the smaller side, 5'10", but I thought he might provide some versatility to the back line and just give us a different option back there. Played for Bordeaux last season, bought him in for £8 million. Pretty solid signing, I would say. Now, here is one of the big money moves. This is one of the moves I'm super excited about. Erling Haaland. Obviously, last season talked about bringing in a striker of immense quality, and Erling Haaland, I believe, is that guy. He's considered as a wonder kid from the media. His physicals, as you can see, through the roof. He is basically the son of Hulk, or maybe, you know, maybe it could be a superhero, but these physicals right here, as you can see, pace of 18, strength of 17, jumping reach 17, naturally fit, balance, acceleration is there too. He just needs to work on his technical side of things, and the kid is going to be an absolute superstar in this league. And we bought him in, by the way, at a pretty decent bargain price of £16.25 million. Did well for Salzburg last season too, 12 goals in 15 games. Next up, another striker. This one is a promising young regen here, Theophile Vincent. As you can see, brought him in for £650,000. Not much money, really. Signed from Auxerre. Finishing's decent, composure's okay. He's got a little bit of work to do before he plays first-team football, but he will be a promising player, I'm sure. Next up, a former superstar wonder kid, Patrick Roberts. You'll remember this guy from previous Football Manager games. Talented, he is. Didn't live up to it, though, at Man City. Only played 3 games for them. 2 games last season, didn't do very well for them. So I took a gamble on him. Only paid £1 million for him. And I feel like it's a gamble that might pay off for me. His dribbling is obviously exceptional, 17, flair 16, agility 17, really good physicals too, and pace and acceleration. That should be pretty decent in the Premier League. And I think he's going to be a decent impact player. And I think at £1 million, I might have got the steal of the offseason. After that, another centre-half here. This one has tons and tons of potential. Argentine defender German Starico signed him in for $9.25 million from Boca Juniors. Now, naturally, this guy's got a little bit to go yet to play regular first-team football, but off the go, exceptional attributes. Head in 15, 16 marking, position in 17, teamwork 17, work rate 15, physicals. Could do with some work, but I'm sure it'll grow over time. But nevertheless, he is going to play an important role in our future. After that, we signed another striker here, Cosimo Marca de Graca, 18-year-old striker from Italy. I put him on loan list. Hopefully, he'll get some loan experience somewhere else. He's not going to get a lot of game time with us, but 6'2", pressing forward, naturally very, very fit. You could say he is the next Shane Long. I hope he doesn't consider that an insult. Alright, and I brought in a right back here. I remember I mentioned I want to bring in a right back too, at least a back at one. So Daniel Amate has come in on loan from PSG for the rest of the season for only £20,500 a week. That's actually a bit of a bargain for a player as solid as Amate. Physically there, mentally great. Technically, it's okay. He makes it up for it mentally and physically. Brought him on loan. He signed for PSG from Young Boys at $8.75 million. Only played a few games, 12 games in fact, but did well when he got the chance. And I'm hoping he can make an impact for me. Maybe pushing Jeremy Toljan for that first team spot. After that, a familiar face, the return of Mario Lemina. Now, I wanted to get this guy back in on loan as soon as I found out he was transfer listed, and I brought him back in at a measly £20,000 a week for the rest of the season. That is an absolute steal. This guy is a great midfielder in Football Manager. He's an awesome box-to-box midfielder. Exactly fits what we want to do here, and I'm just delighted to see him back in his Saints shirt. And after that, the big move. The big move. This is potentially one of the biggest moves in the Saints history. We signed Anthony Martial from Manchester United for around about £45 million, equal to what Man United paid for him all those years ago. Obviously, this guy has all the potential in the world, especially in the system we have. Pace, acceleration, dribbling, flair through the roof. I think this guy is going to be the difference between us making that jump from 8th and 7th to maybe pushing Champions League. We'll have to see. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit for all our new guys to gel, but Anthony Martial could be the catalyst to provide that jump to the next level. Alright, so here we go. Big day for Saints playing at home at St. Mary's in the Euro Cup, the Europa League. This is how we're going to line up today, and you're going to see a lot of new faces in there, and obviously very exciting times. This is how we're going to line up to begin with. We have Angus Gunn in goal, Jamie Toljan, right back, Maguire, Hoyt for the middle. Hoyt's got his place back in the side. I'm giving him one more chance. If he can start to really impress and start to get back some of that early form he had in the series, he might keep his place there, but it's up to him to do that. So Ryan Bertrand on left back, Mario Lemina, the return of Super Mario in midfield, alongside Jean-Philippe Gambin, who is just continued to be a wonderful defensive midfielder. Up top, the very, very exciting look of Justin Kluivert, Jack Grealish, Anthony Martial, and Erling Haaland leading the line. That is a very exciting, very, very exciting front quattro there. Front quattro, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, you can see on the bench today, Patrick Roberts coming on the bench today, and also a debut today for Brijan Ibrahimi, who's, by the way, looked in pre-season very, very good. Very good. In fact, he's got 4 goals in pre-season for me, and he's definitely proven to me that he could be a decent player this season for us. Scarpa and Patrick Roberts also on the bench. Alright, so here is Olympia, the lineup with a kind of a 3-5-2 formation, and obviously we're going to have our classic 4-2-3-1 possession-based tactics. So here we go. First professional game of the season for us, taking on Olympia. Let's see what these Slovenians have. I have a funny feeling this could be an absolute demolition job from the Saints. And as you noticed, by the way, we changed camera angle because I got bored of director. And right here, as first highlight, only taking 7 minutes here. And here's Toljan now. Plays it back to Lamina at the edge of the area, takes a shot on, and it's a penalty. It is a penalty. Erling Haaland will step up and take this penalty. 8 minutes into his debut, Erling Haaland rolls up his socks, takes a shot on, hits the crossbar, but there's Jack Grealish, and he misses an open net. My word, we are as good as penalties as ever. All right, so here's Toljan now to Lamina, to Toljan again, causing all problems again from the right flank. Gambin to Lamina. Very, very patient build-up player. Don't mind this at all. As long as it's an end product, I don't mind. So Jeremy Toljan again puts his ball in. Haaland to the back post. Oh, he missed another sitter from Haaland. Oh, he looks dangerous. He looks dangerous. He just has to put the ball in the back of the net. I mean, that's actually what I pay him for, but that's what I'm expecting to do. Here's Martial now, running at the Olympian defense, and it's, oh, Haaland almost touched that home there. Good block there from the Slovenian defender. Grealish puts the ball in, and there's Gambin with a header, and it's 1-0 to Saints. Gets in there, Jack Grealish. Wonderful corner, whipped it in, put it on a plate there for Jean-Philippe Gambin, and it's 1-0. All right, Haaland here. Obviously looking to make up from that penalty miss earlier. Here's Grealish. Grealish driving at the defence. Here's Lamina now. Gets in the box. Puts a ball in. Nobody's there though. Haaland's going to pick up the pieces. Playing as a complete forward today. And by the way, instead of advanced forward. Usually it's been advanced forward the last couple of seasons. But I've gone to more complete since we have better striking options. Here's Bertrand now. Puts the ball in. Cleared by Ban. Here is Justin Kluivert. Son of Patrick Kluivert. Gambin. Back to Bertrand again. Come on. Put a decent ball in this time. Oh, come on. You've got to do better than that, Ryan. Especially if you want to get into my England squad. That's going to be weird to say. Anyway, here's Kluivert now to Lamina. Mario Lamina gets a goal back on his debut for Southampton. Get in there. Great finish from Lamina off the inside of the post. The keeper got absolutely nowhere near that one. And so far, within 20 minutes of this game, this looks like it could be a cricket score. All right, another corner kick here. We scored for the last one. The ball's gone in. Cleared only as far as Gambin, though. There's Lamina again at the edge of the area. Finds Grealish with a great ball. Grealish pulls it back. There's Martial at back post, and he gets a goal on his debut. Anthony Martial. That was important, too, to see him score his first goal for the club. And it's going to be a lot of fun playing with him this season. All right, Wesley Hoyt here, stepping up from the back. Ball-playing defender. Martial. It's got Bertrand on the overlap. Hopefully those two will form a decent partnership this year. That's a good ball to Lamina, and that's a great save. In fact, no, it wasn't a save. It hit the post and went behind. But wonderful build-up play from the Saints again. All right, here's Gambin. He's brought down in the box as Martial picks up the pieces, though. Bertrand, back to Gambin, back to Bertrand, to Haaland at the near post. He's tackled, he's brought down. It's another penalty. Now, do we do Haaland again, or do we give it to Martial? I know what, let's give it to Haaland. I want him to score his first goal for the club. It could be huge for him to get off the mark. So Haaland, make up for your error earlier. And he finds it back in at this time. Emphatic goal there from Erling Haaland. Smashes it past the goalkeeper. And Erling Haaland is off the mark here finally. Missed a few chances, obviously missed that penalty earlier, but I wanted to make sure he made up for his mistake, or at least had the opportunity to. Alright, as simple as you get, absolutely destroying Olympia out there. And yeah, I mean, going in the second half here, I'm actually going to make a couple changes to the team itself. I'm going to bring off Justin Kluivert. Roberts is going to make his debut. I'm also going to bring on Ibrahimi for Haaland. In the second half, Haaland got his goal. That's all I wanted to see out of him. I want to see what Ibrahimi can give me up top. Alright, taking until about the 75th minute to do anything in this game. Here's Roberts now. That's a great challenge there from Patrick Roberts. Driving at the defence. Oh, good effort there from Patty Roberts. Hopefully he'll regain some of that form that he had early in his career and prove to be an inspired, very, very cheap £1 million signing. And credit to Olympia, by the way. 130 fans make the long trip from Slovenia to the south coast of England. And I'm sure they've had a pretty decent day. Southampton's a nice place to visit after all. But anyway, here it is. About a couple of seconds to go in this game. Patrick Roberts, maybe one last chance for Southampton. And it's easily clear. But there you go. We're going to start the season off with a win. A 4-0 win over Olympia. And obviously have the second leg to play in this episode. We're going to try and qualify to the next stage of the Europa League. Alright, so looking ahead of the Premier League season, after all those moves we made, we've actually gone up to 7th favourite to win the league. As you can see there, 12-1. You know what? I would have put a tenner on that. That wouldn't be a bad bet at all. And as you can see, there's a big drop off then to Everton in 8th position. So the pundits are pretty much expecting us to finish top 7 again and maybe push Tottenham for that 6th spot. But we'll look to prove them wrong. Alright, and the player who's about to leave the club is Jan Bednarek. He's been desperate to leave for about a year now. Sad to see him go, really. The guy does have quite a bit of potential, but he's just not getting game time with me, unfortunately, and that just pisses him off. So I don't mind. Goodbye, Jan. I wish you all the best at Derby. Alright, so you know I talked about my my addiction earlier to signing regens. Well, I'm about to sign another one here, and this one is Mohamed Keita, a pacey centre forward. Yep, another striker will bring him in. As I mentioned, I wanted to really strengthen the attacking core, and I've certainly done that. So Mo Keita will be joining the club, I believe, tomorrow. And he will certainly provide us options up top of this season. I expect him and Jack Kerr and Ibrahimi, I expect those guys to push Erling Haaland. Despite Erling Haaland being clearly the best striker at the football club, we still have room to bring in maybe Casimo de Marcos as well is going to push him. I'm a little hesitant about this guy. I probably overreached on him. Only £4 million for him, but I'm still expecting him to be at least competitive to get into that first team. Alright, so interestingly, I thought he was joining us this season. He's actually not joining us until January of this year. He will be joining us till January, so at least I've given some more first-team football opportunities at FC Basel. He's playing in under-18 right now, but I do expect to probably get into the first team this year. We're also signing the centre-half here. This one is definitely a bit of a gamble. Marco Prisacalo, his name. He's a promising centre-back. Not paying that much for him, £450,000, so it doesn't come off. It really isn't that much of a gamble. Alright, so here we go, on the way over to Slovenia now. As you can see, a 3-star reputation team, professional, formed in 1911. Let's take a look at their facilities real quick. The average ticket price is £9, a little more cheaper than Southampton. The legends, Jan Oblak, I guess played for them. Yeah, he played for them back in the day. Jan Oblak, obviously the talented Atletico Madrid goalkeeper. Robert Prozanicki, yeah, the Croatian midfielder. He was a great player in his heyday too. He is now the manager of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Who else is in there? Kingsley Boateng is still at the club. We played him last time out. Miha Zarkic plays at Club Brugge. Obviously a former player of them. Did pretty good for them. Looks like an okay talent. Who's that? Jan Repus. Yeah, he still plays for them. Of course he does. Alright, so let's take a look at their facilities real quick though. I'm just interested, you know, it's kind of fun playing in Europe and all these weird and wonderful teams. They play in the 16,038 capacity stadium at Sportner Park Stosis. That's obviously a gross mispronunciation. But they've got a well-established youth recruitment team. Good judging, good junior coaching, good facilities. So obviously a team with a little bit of potential, and that could be one of the teams I end up managing in my journeyman say. If you haven't checked out the prologue for that, please do. You'll find that in the outro card or somewhere on my YouTube channel. But if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. But anyway, we'll jump straight into the action against Olympia away from home. But actually, after we beat Olympia, and let's be honest, we're going to beat Olympia. We're going to take on Greek team Panachiki. I don't know who they are. I can't even pronounce that name right. And they've got one real player in their team, and he's valued at 31,000. This should be an easy path into the Europa League group stages. That's what I'm trying to say, group stages. Alright, so before we get ahead of ourselves, we have to guarantee we get through to the next stage. Obviously, it's going to take one hell of a comeback, and a pretty unlikely one, I would imagine, from Olympia to make this any kind of a decent game. So we'll start with the same lineup we had last time out. I might add Tom Harlan to the bench, though, instead of James Ward-Prowse, just to give Thomas Harlan a little bit of international, European experience. As he's still growing, he's going to turn into a good player for us, no doubt about it. I'm also going to put Conde on the bench instead of Boa. Daniel Amate will also go in there instead of Matt Target. There you go. We'll just make a few changes here, little tweaks, just to get some players to run out. So anyway, here we go, up against Olympia now, away from home, 4-0 aggregate. I would like to maybe beat them by a few more goals. We have the talent to do so. Alright, so 35 minutes in, and Olympia have put in a really stern test so far. They've made it very difficult for us to break them down. So yet to really have any chances of noteworthiness. Anyway, They're playing around the back here very, very calmly. We got to get stuck in a little bit tighter to them, though. I have a very high line of engagement, so I'm not sure why my boys are backing off as much as they are. Anyway, come on. Get in there, stuck in. There you go. Martial wins it back. He's on a yellow card. He drives forward here. That's a great cross to Haaland. He finds the back of the net. Erling Haaland gets himself a second goal from a wonderful piece of creative skill there from Anthony Martial. I'm hoping those two will combine into the dream pairing that I've always wanted in a Saints shirt. Martial puts the ball in, and a great left-footed volley there from Erling Haaland. Alright, corner kick here. We score from the last one. Ball goes in, and Wesley Hoyt gets himself a goal there. Another assist from Jack Grealish. So, Jack Grealish, obviously, has been working a bit on set pieces during the off-season. We've also done a bit of work on the training ground, and I wanted to score more from set pieces. That was one of the weak areas of our team last year, scoring goals from corner kicks. So, hopefully, we're to correct that this year. But the signs are good so far. That's 2 goals in 2 games from corner kicks. Alright, so far so good. Let's make a change into the team. Let's bring on Tom Haaland to play centre midfield as a box-to-box midfielder instead of Lamina. I am tempted to put him as a Mazzala, though. Let's put him as Mazzala. Why not? He's a creative player. Let's try and make the most of that capability. Let's also make a change in... Let's bring off Martial. He's done his job today. He's looked good. He's looked sharp as per usual. Should we bring on Scarpa or Roberts? What do you guys think? Grealish can move out to the left, perhaps, and Scarpa can come in. Yeah, I think that's probably the most logical move. So, yeah, Grealish goes to the left inside forward while Scarpa goes in behind Erling Haaland. So, we'll make those 2 changes for now. We'll leave a third one, of course, just in case something happens. Alright, we'll make another change here. We'll bring off Harry Maguire, give him a bit of a break there. Also, he's slightly disinterested, which isn't good to have a centre-half that's not interested in the game. So let's bring on Koundé for his debut today. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Jules Koundé. Definitely got a bit of potential about him. I don't really think he's going to be a world beater, but he should be at least a very solid Premier League defender. Anyway, here's Gustavo Scarpa now. Obviously looking to make the most of his chance today. He's got some very tough opposition ahead of him now. Grealish has kind of made that attacking central midfield role his own. And obviously signing Martial to kind of push a Scarpa out of the picture. So anyway, here we go. 15 minutes to go. I'd like to make this 3-0 if possibly can. Here's Haaland now. Finds Haaland. Great turn. There's Scarpa in the box. Good save from the keeper, but that was a great chance for Gustavo Scarpa to get himself on the score sheet. All right, another corner kick. Grealish puts his ball in. There's Haaland now. Back to Grealish again. Let's see what he can do with this ball. No, he lays it back to Haaland. Haaland, great ball inside to Kluivert to Haaland, who makes it 3-0. Erling Haaland gets his 3rd goal of the season. The 3 goals in 2 games now for Erling Haaland. And he started like a house on a fire. Alright, still time to make it 4-0, equal the score of the last game. Here's Gambin now to Scarpa. Gambin has just been, he's just that absolute house in the middle of midfield. No one's getting around him. No one's getting through him. Anyway, here's Haaland to Scarpa. Good skill there from Gustavo Scarpa, and a comfortable save in the end from Panic. I expect Scarpa to actually be better in Europe than in the Premier League, because I find that you get more space in the European games for some reason, and players like Scarpa often enjoy it a bit more. Anyway, here he is. Speak of the devil, goes by one man, taken down, and it's going to be easily dealt with. And I imagine this will be the final highlight of the game as we go through to the next stage of the Europa League, up against the Greek team. I can't even remember the name, let alone pronounce it. But yeah, comfortable 2-leg victory here, and a great way to start the campaign. Alright, so one of the issues we're playing in Europe, of course, is rescheduling games. Now, obviously, this year is going to be a bit of a strain. We had struggled in December last year with all those extra fixtures, and I'm hoping we would have corrected it this year. A bit more squad depth, a bit more squad rotation. We should be able to hopefully manage it. But obviously, Europe is a very, very difficult task, because obviously in the Europa League, you play on Thursdays and you're back at it on the Sunday, most likely. So as you can see, fixtures have already started to get rescheduled. We haven't even qualified to the Europa League group stage yet. Let's take a look ahead. You'll notice that we have Falkirk. We are friendly in between this week and next week. What I might do, actually, I may cancel that friendly, but I don't think we need it. I think we're ready for the season. As you can see, we played very well in off-season, scoring lots and lots of goals, not conceding very many. The confidence is sky high on myself, the squad, and I'm very much looking forward to this campaign. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that friendly against Falkirk. And then the next episode, what we might do a triple header. We might take on Panachaké and Manchester United to open up the campaign. So should be interesting to see how we can balance the squad there. Obviously, I'd like to have a fully fit squad to go up against Man United, see how we gauge, how we step up against a team like Manchester United. Because obviously, our goal this season, I'm going to take a very lofty goal. I want to be in the Champions League. I want to be in the Champions League next year. I want to qualify to the big stage. That's where I want to be. That's where I want this football club to be. So going up against teams like Man United early on here is a good indication of where we're at regarding those goals and ambitions. But thanks so much for watching this start of Season 3. I'm excited to get this season going. And obviously, this save will be continuing through after the full game has been released. I'm enjoying this save far too much. And obviously, now we have the added extra challenge of being manager of England to balance as well. But thank you guys so much for watching the episode. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, do me a favor, smash a thumbs up on it. And if you want to see more videos by me in the future, go hit subscribe. It's really simple, and hope you guys enjoy this content that I'm creating. And I'm rambling. I don't know how to finish episode. I'm really bad at closing episodes, but thanks so much for watching anyway, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye everyone.